All right, here's a quick look at todaysmeet.com, and this is a good place and a good alternative to Google Classroom for a place to have online discussions. So you'll see the advantages and the disadvantages here. I've chosen to use a personal account. It's not connected to Google, so I've done that, and I'm just going to log in. And so when you get to the home page, it's going to give you the option to pick a name for a room, and so I'll just call this my sample room. And then right here there's options for how long you'd like to keep the room open. And so I'm just going to choose 1 year. Let's say it's a classroom that I want to keep going back to. And you can see here that back on April 2, I had a room that I must have chose to be open for a year. And that is still available to me, so I could go back to that anytime. I'm just going to choose anyone for the time being, and from there I'm just going to open the room. Oops, let's call this sample 12. Let's see if I can open it. There, that's a valid name. Sample must have been taken by somebody else, so we'll just call it sample 12 for no real good reason. And so here is the downside of this. Is unless you make students create accounts, and even then they can create their own username, they're going to create their own nickname. So there's a classroom management consideration here because they can use whatever name they want. But I'll just show you how it works with just one person. So I've now joined the classroom, and now I can talk. So let's say we're watching a movie and I have instructed them to have a discussion while the movie's going, if you feel comfortable with that. It's called a back channel chat. So this is how the discussion goes. Now you can also put links in here. So that is hyperlinked. If you want to share websites really quickly, and it just is a little less clunky than something like Google Classroom. Now the disadvantage here is that I don't have the option to respond to a particular post. So I would need to actually indicate who I'm talking to before I put my post on there. So that's just a little bit of how that works. That may or may not be what you're looking for, but it's at least an option, and I've found it to be helpful in a few different situations. So please let me know if there's other questions about that particular tool.